What's going on, everyone? We're live. Uh, just give me 1 second because I forgot to edit the title. I don't know why. Let me see if I can do it here. Yeah, I can do it. Uh, but I didn't even spell this right, dude. Like, what's wrong with me? All right, Imago Logos. There we go. Yep, there we go. Okay, say it. We good. We got it. We got it. Right, we're good. I fixed it. I am joined here by, and he's right backstage. So I'll let him up. How you doing, Roy?
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, so this is one of the members of it's multiple members, right? Multiple people at Imago Logos.
I can invite the other people if they're free.
Okay, that's cool. So if you want, you could mention the channel a little bit, what it's about.
You want to pull it up so like people can see it? I think that'll
Oh
be
yeah,
yeah.
second.
Actually, I might try and get John on here since he's the one.
I put this on this there. What the heck? Oh, a second. I'm really bad with computers. All right, there we go. Oh, I gotta put it on the screen. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So we're kind of like a small channel so far. That's just about like apologetics, theology, philosophy, and history. We have like a couple videos out so far. I guess you could say the most in-depth one is going to be our Christology streams. I'm gonna upload part 2 soon. We did that on Apollos' channel. Um, as for like previous projects besides that, we have a video like on who wrote the Gospels where we talk about the titles of the Gospels specifically, which I don't think many people have gone over that specifically and like how that relates to the general discussion of authorship. I think they mostly focus on like external evidence, not like getting into the internal evidence, which I think is probably stronger, possibly stronger. We have a video like on the logical problem of the Trinity, or at least those two are the ones that I've done. The logical problem of the Trinity one, and the Who Wrote the Gospels. The other two are done by Sam. And the most recent one, which is the one we're going over today, it's a debate between John and a Muslim guy on the issue of like I think it's Surah 5 verse 116. The background to that is basically Allah asked Isa, did you tell the people to take me and my mothers as goddesses to worship? And Isa says no. And basically, John's argument is that this only makes sense if the author of the Quran thinks that Christians worship Jesus and his mother. And John's argument is that, well, that's a false assumption. So the Quran is just wrong here.
Right, and I think there's a similar passage in Surah 575,
I can
and
find it. Hold on.
and I mean like I think this is maybe this is directed at Roman Catholics. I don't know, but even them don't really worship Mary, or at least not in the sense that people are thinking. I did hear Trent Horn say, I don't know if he's accurate when he said this, but in his video on whether
He said
Muslims,
that, yeah, okay,
yeah,
to clarify, he
he
said
was
that
he was
we
making
give our worship, which is what worship means, but that's not the type of worship talked about in the Quran.
right,
When he
yeah,
says we give Mary her worship, that just means that you're giving her the titles that she's due. But with Trent Horn's definition, Muslims would also be giving Muhammad his worship from their perspective because they're giving Muhammad the titles he's due. So if they want to use that argument, it's going to like backfire against them.
yeah. So that's so I guess we can start. I just want to test really quickly because last time when I was on with you guys figured out how to send links. So I just want to see if this works.
You would just have to send it yourself. That's it.
It
That's
didn't
just
work. You
no.
guys did like parentheses or something last time.
You put brackets around it, I think.
Oh yeah, brackets. That's what I did, but it didn't work. All right, it's fine. I can explore that another time. So let's just start. I think I watched like the first minute and decided, you know what,
Oh, you
I want to
haven't you haven't watched the whole thing? That's actually better.
no
I think
no
it's better.
yeah I want this to be blind. I want this to be all right. I just want to get my initial reactions. So I probably have to play it back. Please no ads. All right, there we go. Oh, I muted it.
Hold on, let me send this to
Did you tell?
people, and then
Did you
we
say
can.
something?
I'm gonna start sharing this video around and seeing if we can get people to join.
Okay. If you want, did you want to kind of talk about the background to this discussion, or should we just dive into it?
Like, do you want to talk about who they are? Because I didn't really get into who they are.
Yeah, sure.
So
And
John is a Greek Orthodox. He's a friend of mine, and he wanted me to like come see the debate. So someone recorded it, sent it to me, or we sent it to us, and like we uploaded it, right? But so from what I know, I actually don't know how they know this guy, but apparently John was just looking for Muslims to debate on this topic because nobody would accept his debate challenge or something like that. So he just kept on asking until he got someone.
hmm. So it's like a random dude.
I don't know if it's no. I don't think it's a random dude because what's that called? I think he knew him beforehand, but he was just messaging Dawa guys that like he knew to
Okay,
debate on
that was
this
the
topic.
first guy that accepted the challenge.
Yeah, apparently one of them ran. Allegedly. Yeah, if he gets on the stream, I DM'd him.
We have Drew here, I believe, from yesterday. What's going on, Drew?
Oh,
Was that yesterday?
If Drew wants to get on, you should probably send it the link.
All right. Uh, I can. I don't know how to get it in the chat. So
Don't post it in the chat. I can just DM it to him. I'll send
yeah,
them. Yeah, hold on, Drew.
if he
Check your.
wants to join. All right, I'm gonna play the video, and we'll get into this.
These people to worship you and Mary as gods besides Allah.
Yeah,
Do
so
you
he's just
think
reading
we
out the
worship
verse.
Mary as God?
He's just reading out the verse. It kind of like, I think
All
he
right.
started like in the middle of it. That's what happened.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put on like 1.5 speed so it goes through. Hopefully, we don't miss anything.
We won't. I
Yeah.
already. Yeah, just trust me. There.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Okay. This is a very easy topic. Yeah, I can answer for that.
Okay, I like that. Come on.
I'm gonna just get a screenshot. Wait a second.
Screenshot, yeah, sure. Can you answer?
Yeah, I can just hold up a second.
Oh, okay, sure.
Wait. It'll take just a second. I need to get my other phone. Okay, the screenshots are on the other device.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just wait a second.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I hope, brother, if you're listening to me, may God bring you to Christianity. I hope you repent of your sins. But yeah, we are waiting.
Okay, are you a Catholic or an Orthodox?
I'm an Orthodox. Do we believe that Mary as a goddess?
No. Do you know what
Okay.
you really believe?
No,
You believe that Mary can
pause there, pause there.
intercede for you in the
That's what-
afterlife, which is shit, regardless if she's directly
No,
called God or not.
No. We're not going like this.
A young Christian.
Did Allah make a mistake there?
So when he argues that, oh, you guys don't think Mary is a goddess, he's like very contradictory. First of all, if you just pull up the Quran verse, what it directly says is that why did you ever ask the people to take you and your mother as deities besides Allah and to be worshipped? There's no did you take them as deities indirectly? No, it just says you as deities, right? So his claim is that the verse like or his claim is that Christians only his claim is basically that Christians indirectly worship Mary, which well first of all that's just nonsense. Second of all, that's not what the verse says. Like when you look at how it talks about like it says that did you say to me that or did you say to the people take me and my mother as deities besides Allah to be worshipped? When they read the me, and you know how that's about Jesus, right? Because that's Jesus asking the question, they're gonna think, oh yeah, that means that Christians worship Jesus directly. But then suddenly, when it goes to Mary, they think that it's indirect, which I think that's just a double standard, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, because it's like you got to be parallel, right? If it's like for example, if I pulled up a verse in the Bible, and I think I'm trying to see if I can think of an example. But there's supposed to be some sort of parallel, like when
Yeah,
Thomas says, "My Lord and my God," Lord and
Lord and
God
God are
should
the
be
same.
Yeah, they shouldn't mean like drastically different things, right? They might not have the same exact definition, but there's a sort of parallel going on, where it's a similar thought being conveyed. So in that one verse, if you're going to say that Jesus being taken as deity is direct, but then Mary being taken as deity is indirect, that's a bit inconsistent of a way of interpreting.
Also, Cryptic is here from the last stream if you want to let him up. Cryptic, just type something in the chat or just DM me if you want me to let you up.
All right, I'm going to keep going.
No, I just told you. You
No.
guys still believe she can intercede for them, for you guys. That's
No,
still
that
shit, regardless
that
if
wasn't-
she is
that
called
wasn't my-
God or not directly.
That wasn't my question. Do we believe she is a god? Don't change the topic.
You believe she's the mother of God, bro.
No, that wasn't my question.
And you also
Do
believe
we believe? No. Do we believe she's a god?
you believe she's the mother of God.
Don't manifest. Answer me. Is she?
No.
A
Okay,
god?
no. You don't
Okay,
believe
this-
she's direct.
So I don't know if he's implying that
So
Mary being the
he's dodging the question because, I mean, it kind of directly implies that we take her as a deity, right? Now, whether that's through worshiping her or like just directly saying she's God, whatever it is, it's clear that it says we take her as a deity. So he's kind of just saying, "Oh, but she's the mother of God in your system." Like, yeah, she's the mother of God according to our system of theology, right? But that's not the question. John, we take her to be a God.
right, and I mean Mary being the mother of God does that make her deity? Because that specifically means that since Jesus, the person of Jesus, is God, then you get to say she's the mother of God, and you want to avoid Nestorianism, right? So that's why we say mother of God and not only mother of Jesus, because you're going to get into heresies that have been already dealt with. So I mean that's not, we don't mean that Mary was there before creation giving birth to God. Like that's not what we believe. So I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's see where this goes.
Did Allah make a mistake?
No.
She made a mistake.
No. How? What?
Because,
I just
because
answered.
Allah thought we are worshiping Mary.
Okay, answer me this. Do you think or believe that
No,
she
you're
hears
going to
your prayers and intercede for you?
You're going to answer me.
Yes,
Did
I'm
Allah make a
answering.
mistake? Did Allah make a mistake?
No. Let me explain why he didn't. Let me explain, bro.
Which tafsir do you like me to bring?
Huh?
Which tafsir do you like me to bring?
Okay, when I'm bringing it myself. Just answer me this. Do you guys still believe that Mary gonna hear you from the earth and intercede for you?
We're not changing the topic.
Bro, I'm not changing the topic. This is the same topic. I'm asking about Mary. Do you guys believe she'll intercede for you?
No.
Yes or
Don't
no?
change the topic. Don't change the topic. We are going to see who is wrong and who is right. So this is the official website of the government of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
This website. So you're not going to say it's daif or something. Which tafsir do you like?
Yeah, if you want to pause that right there, I can just explain that.
Mm,
So basically, John explained like he wanted to put a tafsir on that basically said that the reason why Allah is saying this and the Quran says this is because like it's meant to be like a disciplining of the Christians or like a punishment of them. Basically, it's meant to rebuke them. So if you look at that tafsir, right, basically what it says is that the Christians believe in the Trinity, and this was meant to address that. So interestingly, if you take the tafsir, then it seems to think that Mary is the third person of the Trinity, which is interesting. Now, I don't think that interpretation is required to make our argument that like John is making, but that makes it worse to say the least, because then you have to argue that not only is veneration constituted as worship, but also that like she's somehow the third person of the Trinity. So that makes it even worse. But even if you don't have that, it's still there. The issue that is.
Right. Even if Christians were to worship Mary, it wouldn't make her necessarily a part of the Trinity. You could just say she's a second God or something. So
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. But it seems
Cryptic
that
said
they.
the audio's popping badly. So just double check. I'm gonna play it back just a little bit, make sure it's working.
The
Hold on, let me
official
check on
website
mine.
of the government of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
This website. So you're not going to say it's daif or something. Which tafsir do you like?
Ibn Khatir.
Just double check. Is it running smooth, people in chat?
I don't know. I checked the stream on my end. It seemed okay.
Then I'm gonna keep going.
It's okay, I guess.
Which Al-Tabari, Al-Qutubi, who? Choose, bro.
Hey, can you open
Are you
our
there?
like Instagram chat?
No, we are debating there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you want me to explain that, he just wanted to put up a picture. So basically, right? His claim is that there's a verse in the Quran elsewhere that uses the take them as deities to be worshipped or something like that. Oh, KC Apologetics is here. Hey, what's up? But basically, right, his argument is that I think it's in like Surah 10 that talks about this, but the same phrase "take as deities besides Allah" or something similar is used to describe how like pagans worship their gods, right? Even though they don't make them like ontologically equal to Allah, like they don't say they're all omnipotent, all powerful, right? But that's not what John's arguing. John is just arguing that the Quran believes that we worship Mary, whether or not we think she's like omnipotent or whatever is like irrelevant. Like as long as we don't worship her, then it's fine. And as long as the Quran says that we do worship her, then there's an issue. And in fact, I think he basically concedes that the Quran is claiming that we worship her, but then he like qualifies it and says that like it's indirectly.
Yeah, and doesn't that Quran verse say worship her as deity or take her as deity? I gotta
Yeah,
look it
I'll
up.
read it out in full. So if you zoom it, when it goes to like the original thing, the like the thumbnail card thing, it'll have the verse listed, but I'll read it out right now. So 5:116 says, "And beware the day when Allah will say, 'O Jesus, son of Mary, did you say to the people, take me and my mother as deities besides Allah?' He will say, 'Exalted are you. It was not for me to say that to which I have no right. If I had said it, you would have known it. You know what is within myself, and I do not know what is within yourself. Indeed, it is you who is the knower of the unseen.'" So yeah, it says, "Take me and my mothers as deities besides Allah." So
Yeah, it's. I mean, see if I can make it bigger, a little bigger, right there. Yeah. So it's not just um it's not just worship here. It's also taking her as a deity. It doesn't have to be the absolute deity, but the point is that the verse is saying that we take her as some sort of deity, which Christians don't do, whether that's Protestant, Catholic, or Orthodox, or whoever.
yeah, they interpreted that as like saying that you've worship Mary. That's like the typical exegesis, and they'll say, yeah, you worship Mary because you venerate her, and this is kind of what he says. Which yeah, that's not really tenable though.
Drew here is asking, what will Muslims say regarding Protestant Christians who do not venerate Mary, at least not to the degree of Catholics?
I guess they would say that like Catholics, Eastern Orthodox, and Oriental Orthodox are like the majority, so it makes sense because they're all like. What percentage are Orthodox of the total amount of Christians? Let's see. Christian demographics. And plus, at this time, veneration of Mary was kind of escalating, but
Yeah,
um,
the Protestant
yes,
Reformation doesn't really
happened well
begin
after.
until
But the
um,
issue is, regardless, Protestantism is pretty big, so Jesus is like being asked this, and if it doesn't apply to like a very, very significant amount of Christians historically, like 500 years is not like a small thing here. In fact, if you think about it, right, what the issue is that this is I'm pretty sure this is meant to be at the end times, right?
it seems like, I mean, based on the verse, it's
Yeah.
let's see the word. I don't think the word Judgment Day here is in the Arabic because usually these bracketed parts are not in the Arabic. But the implication is,
I think that's how they interpret it.
yeah, because it seems like this is gonna be something in the future. I mean, as far as I know, this has not happened Islamically at all. I mean, nowhere in history has God said this to Jesus. So it seems like this is going to be something eschatological for Islam. Especially, it says will say also it's future, so I'm assuming it's uh, Judgment Day or something like that. At least similar, but yeah, I will just avoid bringing up whether different denominations have different positions, and just focus on the point. Like, let's assume that there's no
The
Protestants.
so the most prominent people in contact with like Muhammad would be the Byzantine, or not in contact, but like have their ideas distilled in 7th century Arabia would be the Oriental Orthodox and the Byzantines and the Nestorians actually. The geographically those would be like probably the closest, because if you think about it, the Assyrian Church of the East is like right next to it, right in Arabia. It's not in the it's not near Mecca, of course. It's like not right next to Mecca, I should say, but it's definitely near Arabia in general. So I can see why the ideas would be distilled. After that, you have the Oriental Orthodox, who would be like in North Africa, especially in Egypt, and then a little bit in Ethiopia too. And then the Byzantines, I'm pretty sure the Arab Christians were Diophysites and they were Chalcedonians, so they would be within the Byzantine church. I don't think you would have much contact with the Western churches, though.
All right. Well, I guess we'll keep going. Wait, hold on. There's another. If Christians worship Mary according to the Quran, then either Protestants aren't Christian or the Quran is wrong.
So the actual verse itself, it says that like it's just a rhetorical question, basically, and I don't think it says that every Christian worships Mary. I think it's
Yeah.
just like to saying that's a general belief. At least I don't see why Allah would be asking this and like have it in his Quran unless it's not a general belief of the Christians.
Yeah. I mean,
Although in 575, it highly like if you take this with 116, so 575, if you want to pull it up, it says the Messiah, son of Mary, was not but a messenger. Other messengers have passed on before him, and his mother was a supporter of truth. They both used to eat food. Look how we make clear to them the signs. Then look how they are deluded. Now this is prior to the whole take them as deities, right? But notice they both used to eat food. Now the issue is, why is it they both? Because from what I think, um, like from what I've seen at least, they interpret the eat food part as basically saying, oh, they ate food, therefore they were created beings, not divine persons, right? And they'll say, okay, so Jesus ate food, therefore he's a creation, right? Well, not only is that a non sequitur, but also there's no point in having Mary included unless it's trying to unless it's trying to critique the view that Mary is a deity. So
yeah.
that's like right before this as well. So I think that provides further proof that I think that at the very least, a general belief amongst Christians is that Mary was some form of a deity.
Yeah. I think Surah 575 is one of the problematic versions of the Quran for
And it
me.
doesn't seem like this is like targeted to one small group either.
Uh, Cryptic says, as far as I know, only some obscure sect in the middle of the desert
Yeah,
venerated
that comes
Mary.
from Epiphanius, but so the issue is that I find it we actually talked about this. If you look at what I said in the here, I can ping you with it real quick. But this was actually brought up right there where I just sent it to you. Um, the issue is that I think you actually saw that, or I think Monarch saw it, maybe not you. But basically, they're kind of being hypocritical because if they accept the patristics as like historical sources on like what different Christian communities believed, or like on I guess you could say the historical emergence and continuation of some communities, right? Well, the question becomes, why do they accept their historical traditions in some places, but then arbitrarily reject it in others? So, for example, why accept their historical traditions when it benefits you by like providing apologetics for the Quran, but then when they talk about like gospel composition or ecclesiastical history, why do you like suddenly go out and deny that? So, I think if they want to like use that to defend it, then they're going to come into like an issue of arbitrariness. Either
Yeah,
way, that's
and
like a small sect, so I don't know why
yeah,
you would have Jesus mention it or why you would have the Quran polemicizing it when the prominent Christian groups. And remember, the Quran is supposed to be clear, right? So the prominent Christian groups are going to be the Assyrian Church of the East, the Miaphysites, and then the Orthodox Diophysites in the Byzantine Empire. None of them had this view that Mary was a deity.
Yeah, I think that'd be a little strange for Allah towards a general message to Christians talking about worship of Mary if it's just a small sect. I know that just to me sounds just a bit strange, because if it hardly represents Christianity that day, why is it mentioned in such a large scale here? And on top of that, the Christians already are condemning it. So why does this need to be brought up for Christians if they're already condemning it? It's like I can't critique Muslims for positions that they condemn.
Also, I'm pretty sure
Like,
the whole thing about Epiphanius, that's from 403 AD.
so that's
Or
like
before
200
that.
years before.
Yeah, so he died
250.
403, but he lived in the 4th century. Like, I guess you could say he wrote late 4th century probably. But I mean, that's way too early, anyways. And I don't think we know when they ended. I can like look into this.
Yeah, I'll keep playing the video for now.
I don't think he mentions it though, so it's not going to be that relevant to the debate.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, read it,
I will
please.
do it. Yeah, we believe she intercedes, but we don't believe she's a god.
Yeah,
My
just
question
read
was,
what you just read it.
I've read it, yes. I just read it.
Yeah, okay. From my perspective, this clears up all the misunderstanding of this verse.
No, where do we believe?
Yeah, it basically
In the Bible? Where in the Bible? No,
you
my friend.
guys worship Mary.
No.
You guys basically worship Mary.
Don't change the topic. We don't worship her, we venerate her, first of all. We don't worship Mary. We venerate her because she's the mother of God. She's the
Yeah,
queen of
that's what
heaven.
I'm saying. Bro, you guys believe she's the mother of God. She had a great influence. That was
Is Allah all-knowing? Is Allah all-knowing?
yes, he is.
Okay. Will a knowing God not know what other people worship?
Of course, he knows.
No. In your Quran, no. Because he says we worship her as God. First of all, we don't even worship her. Second of all,
No,
we don't worship her. We don't believe she is a god. We don't believe she's a goddess.
yeah,
Which
that's what I'm saying.
tafsir do you like?
Okay, let me
Which
just
tafsir?
spell it out for you. Okay, you're stuttering a lot, man.
I'm not struggling. You're struggling.
Let me just clear this up.
Clear it. Yes. Just tell me which tafsir do you like?
Okay, the green text, any. I'm okay with any.
Any?
Yeah, the one
Okay.
above. The one above. This is too long. The one above.
Who?
Yeah, this
Ibn Kathir.
green one.
This is Quran.
Yeah.
Not this is Quran, not tafsir.
No,
I asked you.
this is tafsir.
The blue text is tafsir, not the green. The green is Quran.
Oh, okay.
Do you see?
Okay.
Okay. Which tafsir? These are the tafsir. The 5 tafsir of
Ibn Kathir is okay. Ibn Kathir is okay.
He actually, I think this one was an Arabic one. I don't know if John speaks Arabic, but what's it called? He brought this up. It was a different one than last time, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know which one. So I'm probably gonna if he sees my DM and hops on. I think Casey's watching. If Casey also wants to DM him to like get on the stream. But basically, what's it called? If that's another tough seer, which I think would have supported the view that like this is a response to the Trinitarian belief, which kind of digs a hole deeper.
Yeah, that does. Dude, this whole debate is like starting to break apart. I'm trying to look at this from a debate perspective and structure of debate. It's starting to break apart. It's just you're struggling. You're struggling.
This was very informal. There was basically no moderator, so that's
Yeah.
probably why.
There should have been, honestly. I'm sensing they're gonna start like arguing, and I don't know. It might break apart.
Maybe. But we're not even at the funniest part yet, and I'll call it out when it happens.
No, from this tafsir.
Any, bro. I'm okay with any.
Okay, and sure. Okay, so this is a Quranic verse. Okay. Do you want me to read it or you will read it?
Well, no, just select the text on the Mary part?
Wait. Okay, do you want to read it?
No, bro, I am not reading all that.
Why?
It's too long. What do you mean by? You expect me to believe all this?
Not all this, just a specific part. So, okay. So, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you believe
Okay.
that Allah will say this in the day of judgment to Isa?
What did you say? I didn't hear.
I asked you, do you believe that this ayah, Allah will say it to
Yes.
Jesus, this ayah?
Yes.
So Allah
Yeah.
believes that you just confirmed my statement. Allah believes that Mary is God.
No, it doesn't work.
Can you show me?
I
Can
think
you
he
show
might
me
have
a Bible verse
misspoke
which
here.
we believe that?
I think he misspoke here. I think he basically meant to say that Allah believes that Mary is like seen as a god by us, not like that Allah actually believes that Mary is a god. I don't think he meant to say that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
That's been his argument the entire time. And now I think they might go on a tangent about that. I don't know. It seems kind of dumb to like focus on that. I think they quickly get off it though.
Yeah. I don't think I'm not going to try to pronounce that name, but I don't think the Muslim is not following the logic here, right? If the Quran is talking about Mary being worshipped as God, and this is at the day of judgment, thousands of years ahead, so he would have had the knowledge of the Reformation, all different kinds of Christian beliefs. If he's mentioning this at the day of judgment, then that shows Allah believes that Christians worship Mary. And it seems to express misunderstanding of the 7th century from Muslims. So it indicates human authorship that misunderstands Christian doctrine, not divine authorship. I believe John mentioned earlier that, yeah, if God is writing this, he has to understand what people believe, right? Imagine if the Bible wrote about, I don't know, let's say Greek philosophy, and it completely butchers what, for example, Aristotle or whoever said. Right, that'll probably be a big point that people press. Like, what if you claim that God is the divine author of the Bible? Why doesn't it know what Aristotle believes? That would be a huge issue. So that's the logic that I don't think the Muslim is following.
Well, for the Quran, I think it might be you'd have a bigger expectation because they have a different view of inerrancy than we do. Because for them, the Quran is the direct speech of Allah that's eternal, whereas for us, it's more like you have this person writing things down and they're guided by the Spirit.
Right, and that'll be worse for them because if I'm not mistaken, they believe that the Quran literally came down from heaven. So it's not like a human wrote it. It's literally just it's Allah's spoken word, as you said. Cryptic says, I'm hopping off, guys. Have a good rest of the stream. Thank you for showing up, Cryptic. I think I'm going to continue now.
Okay, bro. I just I made you read it. You said it yourself that you guys believe Mary can intercede for you.
That
That's
doesn't
the
mean
entire thing. You're just twisting it.
No, that doesn't mean she's a goddess. She
No.
didn't create
Do
anything.
you know what?
No, don't change the topic.
Do you
Don't
know
change the
what?
topic. Don't change the topic. Answer my
I'm just
question. Did Allah
asking.
make a mistake?
I'm on top. No, don't
Did Allah
panic,
make
bro.
a
Stop
mistake there?
panicking.
I'm not panicking, bro. You're panicking. You're changing the topic.
Yes,
I'm
you
very
are.
calm. I'm very calm.
I'm on topic. God damn.
Sure.
You know,
Then
hold
sure.
on, I should say something.
Do we believe?
So somehow, at first, it makes sense as to why this would be changing the topic, right? Because he's asking, do you think we worship Mary, right? Which is the actual question of the debate, or it's actually related. Then he just says, "Oh, but you guys venerate her." Now, at first, you might think that's like, what's it called, completely unrelated, but like he tries to tie it back in, and the way he ties it back in is by saying that veneration equals worship, which is just silly if you want me to be honest.
So
Like, yeah, that's
I
his
guess
argument.
from there, John should probably just refute the idea of veneration
Yeah, he says
being
it, and
worship.
then like what happens is he says it, and then like the other guy just continues to assert that veneration equals worship, and that asking for intercession equals worship, and then he never actually proves that it is.
Has the Muslim said from his lips that the Quran is right that Mary's worshipped as deity, and conceded that, because that'll probably help the discussion flow if he answers the question and then goes to veneration. I mean,
I don't. I think he would have indirectly conceded it because there's like, why would you argue that veneration equals worship unless that's like your last straw, basically, that you have to defend?
yeah, I think there's a bit of a lack of communication between the two there. So that's hopefully they get back on track.
That she's a goddess, though.
No, you don't. But hear me out.
Allah made a mistake.
Hear me
Thank
out.
you.
Hear me out. I'm not done yet. You guys
Okay,
also
go on.
believe she is the mother of God. She had a special position of
What?
influence.
And what?
You
And
guys
what? We don't believe.
also believe
We don't believe she's
Mary
goddess.
can intercede for you on
Yeah,
earth.
that's
Hold on a second. He just said that Mary has a special position, but isn't that also in the Quran?
Yeah, you have a whole chapter named after her, so I'm not really sure.
So it's like if special position makes you a deity, then the Quran deifies Mary. Therefore, there's polytheism in the Quran. Like that's where that argument will go. So I mean, there man can have special positions. It just depends on what, right? Like there's prophets. Prophets aren't God, but they have a special position where they relay what God says. Like thus says the Lord, and it'll be Jeremiah or Daniel, whoever. The judges, right? They were used by God. They have special positions, but they're not deified. So I don't know what the issue is there.
So here's something interesting that I actually found though. So if you go to 573 in the Quran, now this is part of that whole 575 thing that talks about how Mary and Jesus ate food, therefore they're creatures. But so 568 starts by saying, like you have nothing, you're standing on nothing until you uphold the Torah and the gospel, right? Then it talks about people that believe in Muhammad, and then it says we had already taken the covenant of the children of Israel, and essentially the messengers, and they thought, and then it goes on, right? Until 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 it gets to the Christian concept of the incarnation and the Trinity, and this is in verse 72, right? It says they have certainly disbelieved who say Allah is the Messiah, son of Mary, while the Messiah said, "O children of Israel, worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord. Indeed, he who associates others with Allah, Allah has forbidden them from paradise." Right. So there you're starting off with an attack on the Trinity or on Nicene Christology. Then in verse 73, they have certainly disbelieved who say Allah is a third of three, and there is no God except the one God. So once again, you're getting an attack on the Trinity, or I think this like Joshua Sijiwade said that this is an attack on tritheism. Whatever it is, it's clearly attacking some Christian concept or supposedly Christian concept. I'm not totally sold on the tritheism thing. But then finally, we get to verse 75, just two verses later. So remember, this is in context of the Trinity and like how the Christians have either like a belief of three somethings, right? Whether you take Sijiwade's interpretation that it's a tritheistic or Trinitarian God, which is what we have, right? But then in verse 75, it just suddenly says the Messiah, son of Mary, was not but a messenger. Then it says, and his mother was a support of truth. They both used to eat food. So it's refuting the claim that Mary was a deity in the context of Trinitarianism and why Trinitarianism is false.
Ah,
Yeah, so once you put it together, it does seem to be saying that Mary is part of some form of triad. Even if it's like, because, so Joshua Sijiwade thinks that this part is like responding to John Philipponus, and he's a tritheist Miaphysite, who was like condemned by, I think, Justinian, who was the emperor, um, which was well before the Quran, right? But I think his ideas like spread into Arabia. But even if you take that view, John Philipponus still has like three persons, but the three persons are Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, not Father, Son, and Mary. So I think it's interesting that that's where you see the discussion of Mary eating food.
this is why you read context, guys.
Yeah.
Even with the Quran, right? Especially with the Bible, but even with the Quran or
So
whatever you're reading.
yeah, and then right after it says, "Do you worship besides Allah that which has no power for you, holds no power for you?" which is interesting that it comes right after 575, implying that somebody is wrong for worshiping someone besides Allah. And since the context is about Jesus and Mary and the triad, it seems to be saying that we worship Allah, Jesus, and Mary, which goes back into Quran 5:116, right?
Yeah. So that's like, I think it might be. It sort of continues. I'm assuming on this topic.
It does.
So this is probably a good like section of the surah to really try to break down. I might do that in the future.
Yeah, and then in 116 it talks about like take me and my mothers as deities besides Allah, which I mean that seems to imply that if you look at all of this in context, it seems to imply that at the very least Christians somehow take Mary as like a deity. Now, as to which Christians, well, the most prominent groups are going to be the Miaphysites, the Nestorians, and then the Chalcedonians. Um, Neither of them take Mary as a deity. In fact, I don't even think that some like more strict interpretations of Nestorianism take Jesus as a deity, because they think the word Jesus picks out the human hypostasis rather than the divine hypostasis.
Hmm. So, I mean, this is what I like, right, or not like, right? Muslims, a lot of their objections hinge upon one verse, and then it's like, what's the context? But if we were to do this with the Quran, right? If we could actually examine what is the passage talking about, that's something greater. Like if we do this with Surah 5, I think that's something greater than. And I'm not trying to say that Christians are better than Muslims, because Christians do the same thing with the Quran. I'm sure. I'm sure there's Muslims that argue contextually with the Bible. But my point I'm trying to make here, it's better for us to
You have to
argue in
look at
this
the
way where
common
we have,
denominator, I guess. You have to look at the most common types of
yeah, right.
argumentation.
So I mean, context. I think there should be a lesson to argue a point from a text, but make sure you're in context.
Yeah.
Make sure.
I
So
don't. I'm not exactly sold on this being about the Trinity, to be fair, but I do think that the Quran seems to think that Christians believe that Mary is some form of a deity.
yeah, I think this is a good passage to really look into and just see what is it saying. Um, what was I gonna say, man?
So if John comes up, I think you should let him share his screen to show all the tafsirs. He hasn't messaged me back yet, though.
All right. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna say, right? Yeah. Because a lot of times Muslims make like, for example, I see Muslims keep using 1 Corinthians 14:33, where it says, "Oh, God is not the author of confusion, so why is there so much confusion in Christianity?" And it's like, dude, read the context. This is about church order. This isn't about theological truths that are comprehensible. So I really think we should try to be charitable and try not to do the same thing with the Quran.
Sure, yeah,
And
I
try to
agree.
have somewhat of a idea of what the context is about. Because me personally, I don't like when Muslims do that with the Bible. They grab a verse, have no idea what anything else in that chapter says, but they just grab it and say, "Look, it says this, but this contradicts this." It's like, what does it mean? What's happening in context? Who's the author? Right? That's things to consider. All right, let's go back.
That is still
My
shirk,
friend,
regardless if
you are
she is
contradicting yourself.
directly
You are
called God
contradicting
or
yourself.
not.
Stop speaking. You are contradicting yourself. You said before, no, we don't believe that, and now you're trying to prove that she's a goddess. You are just contradicting
No,
yourself.
I'm not trying. Okay, no, bro. I am not trying to prove she's
You
a
are
goddess,
contradicting
nor
yourself.
did I say that. I believe you're recording this.
Of course we are.
If you want to stop here,
You're recording. I never said it. You guys believe she was a goddess or whatever.
And then why
we could
that doesn't prove
there's something
anything?
to mention here,
I'm
because
Just
saying you guys
you
believe.
just
so like the issue is he doesn't make like a coherent point, because to explain, right, he's saying that to venerate something is the same thing to worship it, right? That's kind of his argument. Or to ask for intercession is the same thing to worship it, right? But like, if I'm worshiping something, aren't I making that thing my god? Because if like If you have some like let's say you have a stone and you worship that stone, isn't that the same thing as making that stone your god? Like I don't know what the difference would be there. Like
Unless he's
or at least like you make it a deity, right?
yeah.
Because yeah, like that would like I'm not exactly sure what worship would mean besides like some excessive devotion to something you consider to be a deity or something like that.
Whoops. I mean, unless he's still arguing the implicit point, in which
But
case
no,
it's not
he's
a.
saying that. See, he has to say it in a way such that you can truly say that Mary is worshipped by Christians, or else like the thing doesn't make sense. I mean, like I don't see how you can get it like. So to explain this, if you want to put it like in a syllogism, I guess I can do that. I'll just like you would like say premise one: if you worship some object, so I would say if you want to worship, if someone worships some object, it follows that they. I'm sorry. If someone venerates some object, it follows that they're worshiping it. Premise two would be to worship something is to make it your deity. I think that's like also the logic of the Quran because he wants to take the whole take them as deities besides Allah as to refer to veneration. The only way that can refer to veneration is if somehow veneration is connected to worship and worship implies being a deity, right?
Uh,
So premise, yeah.
I tried to write your. It's a reversed image and it doesn't look that good, but that's kind of it, I guess. Uh,
What? I can
the
like.
but basically, what I guess what you're saying is like, if he's arguing that veneration entails worship, and that, but worshiping, at least according to the Quran, and I guess according to the Bible as well, would indicate deity,
Like it
and
would
therefore,
indicate that the person worshiping takes that thing as a deity.
you're right, right. So if veneration is worship, and worship is to deity, then therefore veneration is to deity. So that still poses a problem to the Quran. All right, let me erase this.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna save this for videos when I can actually edit, so I can reverse the image. I don't know why. That's the computer automatically has a. These books right here, like they're technically on. Wait a minute, no, hold on. Oh yeah, all right. So it looks weird because this is my left hand, but it's kind of. Wait a minute. No, now I'm confused. Now, never mind. I'm gonna confuse myself. Forget it.
I actually do have I try and formalize both of their arguments. Um like at the end of the video. At the very end, where I give like the final thoughts basically.
All right, this is good. All right, I guess we'll continue now. I gotta put it back up.
You just
Are
conceded
you
into
gonna
the
let
argument.
me speak?
You
There's
just
no point
confirmed
in debating. There's
you just
no point
confirmed
of
Allah made a
being
mistake.
here.
You just confirmed
Oh,
Allah made a mistake.
no, I did not. You're not
Yes.
even letting me
Yeah.
speak. You're not
Okay,
even
Allah,
letting me answer. This
I
is
let you
not
go.
a
I let
simple yes and no
this is
question.
discussion. Okay, go, sure. Okay. Answer.
Okay. You guys do not believe she is directly a god. You guys believe she is the mother, the biological mother of God with a special position of influence. You guys also believe that she can intercede for those who are on earth. And that is considered
Does
shirk
that prove
regardless
does
if
that
she is
prove
directly called
does
God
that
or not.
yeah. I said you're just
Refute it.
conceding you're just
Debunk.
no. You're
Debunk.
just conceding. Stop manifesting. Stop manifesting. I own you.
I'm not
Stop manifesting.
manifesting, bro. I'm
Debunked. Debunked.
That was
Debunked.
so funny, man. Oh my goodness.
I pressed the wrong one again.
The stop
Uh,
manifesting part two.
oh my
Yeah, I don't
goodness.
know what he was trying to do there. That didn't really work.
I don't know if he. I don't know what he said. I heard what he said. I don't know what the point was. I don't know how that solves the problem.
Like
I don't know.
all he's saying is that Christians view Mary highly. Like so what? So do you. Like what like so does the Quran. Like does that mean that the Quran is now like and before anyone says no, this isn't a tu quoque because we're trying to analyze what the Quran means. And if he thinks that the Quran is just talking about how like Mary is viewed highly by Christians, then by that same rationale, if Mary is viewed highly by the Quran, then that means that Mary is taken to be a deity by the Quran too, I guess. But clearly, that's not what the Quran is trying to say here, unless he wants to say that the Quran is like highly inconsistent. But I'm not even trying to say that. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think we need to posit a contradiction here.
but notice if we take that logic, right, that viewing Mary highly is a problem, well then he's burying his own Quran, right?
Yeah.
Because then John can just go, all right, let's go to what's it called, Surah Maryam. Let's talk about the virgin birth in the Quran. I believe the Quran teaches something similar to sinlessness of Mary. I don't know. It teaches these things. So then is now he's creating a not only an error, now he's creating a contradiction in the Quran. So he just digs a deeper hole for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Let me not forget to put this back on the screen. All right, there we go.
Let's debunk him. This is easy stuff. Look it up.
You ain't debugging shit. You just proved Allah make mistakes. Because we don't
No, I
none
know.
of the Catholics, none of the Orthodox ever say in any church father, I can quote any church father, none of them said that she's a goddess. None of them.
I never said she's a god myself. When did I say
Okay,
she's a god?
why are you trying to prove it? Why are you trying to prove she's a goddess?
I'm trying to prove that you guys believe she will intercede for you. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Don't change the topic. My
No,
question
I'm
to
not
you
changing
is,
the topic.
we believe she's a
See,
goddess.
Now I'm just confused. I'm not sure if he even gets the argument anymore.
Yeah, I see. I don't know if this is like I got the argument pretty easily, but maybe that's because like I'm exposed. Well, actually, no. He's also been exposed to these types of arguments, so you should know. Like at the start, he basically acted like he already knew what the argument was. Like the argument is pretty simple. Actually, I can like I have like a slide that like just has the argument and all the editor's notes that I have, if you want it. But basically, it's not really like it's not that hard to understand. I don't see why he didn't understand the argument. It was pretty basic.
Yeah, I don't know. He's like asking, do you venerate Mary or not? Like, okay, what are you trying to prove with that, and why is that relevant? If
Yeah.
you're trying to
So,
say that, if you're
uh,
trying to say that the veneration is worship, then I mean we can deal with that. He's got to be more clear because I don't know. I'm listening right now. I don't understand what he's trying to argue. You don't understand what he's
yeah.
trying to argue.
So John's argument can just be like stated as one: the Quran says that Mary is worshipped by Christians. Two, Mary is not worshipped by Christians. Three, therefore Quran is wrong. Or you can say that that the Quran says Mary is taken as a deity by Christians. Mary is not taken as a deity by Christians. Therefore, the Quran is wrong. And basically, the entire time, like he's trying to argue that premise two is false, and he's saying that indirectly, um, they do worship her. But then he goes on to say that, oh, but you guys don't worship her. Like, figure it out. Do you think that we do? Because like if he says that veneration equals worship and is the same thing as worship, then it follows that we would worship her. But then he goes on to say we don't. So he's being inconsistent. Like, the argument is just like a two premise argument with one conclusion. It's if P then Q, not Q, therefore not P. That's it.
That
You have to
that's
deny
like
something. Like you
it's
can't
like
just go
basic.
out and say that. Like
It's like
that
basic
both
logic,
premises are right.
right? It's just
Huh?
like it's basic logic. So I don't know
Yeah,
what's.
he at some points it's like he's denying premise two, but then like he says he's not. Like you can't accept both premises and be correct. And we know he's not denying premise one because he's like he doesn't ever address it, or at least like I don't know because it's super confusing. Like either he just doesn't understand or he like tries to attack premise one in like such an incoherent way that it's not even that important. But like at the beginning, like the Muslims' argument, right, was premise one: the Quran says Mary is worshipped by Christians. Premise two: Mary is venerated by Christians. Three: if someone venerates a creature, then they worship it. Four: therefore Christians worship Mary. Five: therefore the Quran is in an error here. Now that's an argument, right? I'll give him that. That's an argument. But why would we accept premise three? He never justifies premise three. Or similarly, right? He could say instead of venerate, he can say ask for intercession for. Still, same issue. Why would we accept that veneration or asking for intercession for is the same thing as worship?
Yeah, that's why in our in the Discord server when we both make those kind of premise notes, we're backing up each premise we have, right? Like for
Yeah.
example, I think you had one on the nature of covenants and how it proves the incarnation. You backed up each premise, not just said, "Hey, here's the premises." The incarnation is true. Like you back them up each. I do this, like for example, the one with the Most High God. I backed up each one. Do that so that
Yeah,
each
or like or the presentation we did with Apollos for like I did remember that argument where I said that if the angel of the Lord isn't like a second person of the Godhead, then polytheism is true.
oh yeah, that one. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I went into like I broke it down into a bunch of premises. And for that one I didn't give that many like justifications because I'd given it prior in the stream and because a lot of them were kind of just obvious.
Right. So I mean, if the statement has some sort of disagreement, then you need to justify it,
Yeah, I mean
right?
it's
I,
one
I don't
thing
I
to
don't
say that like I don't know, let's see, if something is not the same God, if like if you have two things, each of them are God, then if they're not the same God, then that's two gods. I mean that's kind of obvious, right? That's you don't really need that much justification for that.
what's going on, Jacob? So I guess we can continue. I mean, I don't know. I've lost track of the whole of the whole what his point
Yeah,
is. So,
whatever. Well, you'll see that he just like at one point starts shouting veneration equals worship.
uh, but one thing I was gonna say, when I have discussions, the way I approach it, I try to make sure everything is calm so I can try to listen to what the other person is saying and try to understand. I don't know if that was John's approach because it just turned into a whole like argument.
Uh, if he does debate again, I'm gonna try and get like a moderator for it.
Yeah, because me personally, I don't try to go out to try to destroy people, unless the situation demands it. I try to understand what the person is saying, and in this situation, I don't understand what the Muslim is saying, and it's turned into an argument. So I can't really get an opportunity to understand it.
Yeah,
So like me as
I
a
think I get his argument pretty well because I'm kind of like I already know what he's trying to argue here beforehand because he kind of like he did give some justification for his assertion about veneration and we'll get into that at the end of the video, but that was outside of the debate. It's like if you just watch the debate itself without like having the background, I don't think you can really get his point.
yeah. So let's keep going, I guess.
Bro, you won't
Don't
answer a
manifest.
thing.
Don't manifest.
Will she intercede for you? Yes or no?
You just consider the argument, bro. You just proved Allah made a mistake because Allah. I asked you because it's recorded, and you're going to get exposed. I asked you, did Allah say this or no? Do you believe Allah will say this on the judgment day on Isa? And you said yes. So Allah believes that we believe that we worship Mary as goddess, but we don't believe she's a
No,
goddess.
no, no, no. You don't worship Mary as goddess. I never said that. Nor did the Quran say that.
Okay. Also, so you don't agree with the Quran?
Okay, damn, bro, you okay? Are you
So
dying?
you don't agree? I didn't said it, so the Quran said it. So that means you're contradicting the Quran. You just became a kafir.
Bro. I've like explained
Do
it
you
like
okay?
10
Do you
times. I'm
agree?
surprised you don't get
Do
it.
you agree? Do you agree or disagree with the Quran?
Okay,
Do you think that's true?
I
Do you,
absolutely agree with every single fiber of my being.
okay, you just proved Allah made a mistake. You're conceding into the argument basically.
No,
You just
bro.
proved Allah made a mistake because
Okay. Can I
none
ask
of us.
something? Can I ask something?
No, you will not change the topic until you admit it.
I'm not on the topic. I promise I'm on the topic. It's a simple question. Yes or no? Okay, let me just ask one single thing.
About the topic, yes. About the topic, yes. Ask me about the
Yes,
topic.
yes. Okay. Do you guys believe that Mary will intercede for you? Yes or no?
She intercedes for us, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's shit. Okay. Regardless, like throw it out the window, bro. It's not even
Talking to you.
God
I
at
don't
this
care.
point.
I don't care
Regardless
what
if she's
Islam
called
says.
God or not
When
directly,
I ask
it
you,
is still
you're
shit.
changing the topic. You're changing the topic. I'm going to mute you. Stop
I'm on
yapping.
the same topic. What are you even talking about?
Did Allah
You're
made a
literally
mistake
talking
there?
yourself.
Did Allah made a mistake there?
No, he did not, and I explained
Yes,
it to
he
you.
did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, you might want to put it at like 2 times speed. This is like chipping out like at the maximum right now. I
Yeah.
don't. He's not he's not even explaining like how it's not a mistake. Like he kind of just. I feel like he's kind of just conceding that Allah thinks we worship Mary, but then he's not explaining how we actually do. Like he's gonna go on to say that veneration is worship, but he never actually proves that. But just put it at 2 times speed and continue on.
Maybe he's talking about like Islamically it's worship, but I think we've already established that the verse seems to be talking about uh what the Christians believe,
Yeah, so
right?
that doesn't work because I'm pretty sure veneration is a thing in Islam as well. Same with intercession. There's definitely hadiths about intercession. I know that. And if you think about it, right, intercession just involves asking someone to pray for you. So I mean, I see Muslims asking other people to pray for them as well. I don't like. What's the issue there? So if he thinks
Yeah.
if he thinks that's worship, then there's a big issue then.
And oh, whoops, hold on. Let me go to this
Maybe,
Quran.
maybe they can say that like because we're saying that she's sinless, but I mean, don't they believe in the sinlessness of the prophets? So I don't. That can't be it either, right?
Yeah,
So
so I mean the Quran verse it seems to indicate like this is not just oh Christians are doing something Islam condemns. It's more so this is something they're deliberately doing and believe.
yeah,
It's a,
like if you go by his logic, right? There's some people like there's Shias who think that like Ali can intercede for them. Like I don't even think that like unless you think that alone makes Shias polytheists, which I don't know if that's like the standard Sunni position or not. But I'd assume they'd need more to condemn them. Like there's some hadiths that say I think it's like chapters of the Quran will intercede for you. Like I don't see how you can then say that like intercession is the same as worship or asking for intercession is worship.
right. Um so I don't know. Whoops, this discussion is like I'll put on 2 times speed. Let's see if this picks up.
We don't worship Mary, I'll be honest.
You don't worship Mary, you think she will intercede for you. That's shirk. That's basically worshiping
Okay,
someone else other than Allah.
I don't
It's the
worship her.
same thing.
We don't worship Mary.
Yeah, you don't. You
No,
think she will
we
intercede
don't.
for you. That is the
I
same
don't
as
worship.
worshiping
Okay,
someone else.
show me any church. No, you said something wrong. Go show me any church father in which he agrees on worshiping her.
I never said you worship her, bro. When did I say that?
You just said it, bro. You
No, I
said
did
you
not.
worship her. You
You know
recorded,
what I
bro.
said? What you said? I
I
said
asked you.
Well, okay. Hold on. So
Just continue on. He doesn't make any sense. I know.
okay, yeah, because I'm confused as to uh why if veneration is shirk, but you don't worship like anyway. Let's just keep going.
I asked you.
guys.
I told you we don't worship her, and you told me yes, you
I
do.
know you guys
So,
don't directly worship her. I know.
so,
So you guys do
relax.
believe she will intercede for you, huh? That's the same thing as worshiping someone else. That is still
Can
remains shirk.
you name a single church father
See, hold on. You see what he just said?
that
Veneration is
told
the
that?
same thing as worshiping someone else, or asking for intercession is the same thing as worshiping someone else. He never proves that. I even asked like I think someone asked him to prove it, and well, he said it like at the end. That's outside of the debate, though, so I don't think that'll help him there.
Yeah. So was it not recorded when he
No,
tried to
that was
argue it?
outside. That's like I have like some of the screenshots, but
Oh,
what's it called? He's
okay.
still like that's
Yeah.
still
It
outside
sounds
of the debate. I mean, if you're gonna be debating someone on something, it's kind of your burden in the debate itself to ask it. I mean, I don't see the issue. Actually, hold on.
I
I have
think
some.
it's
I found some hadiths on intercession real quick because I know they existed, which is why I was so like shocked when he said that intercession is the same thing as worship.
it sounds like he's like changing his position because he just said a second ago that you're committing shirk, but then he said no, you're not worshiping. But then now he said I think that your veneration is worship. I don't know. I'm losing track of his point. So um
No, hold on. Let's see. I might just send this. Ooh, okay. I don't think I can send it because it's a link. But here, I'll send it to you here if you want to pull it up. How about this? Keep the debate going, and then I'll collect hadiths about intercession in Islam, and then we can show them all at the end.
all right.
That statement. That said
Yeah,
that statement.
okay. You yourself said you guys believe that she will intercede for you. That's the same
You are taking
thing
the
as
argument. You're
worshiping
taking the
someone
argument.
other than
Yeah,
God.
your argument was that we worship Mary. We
No,
don't
you
worship.
guys.
I asked
Yeah.
you, do we worship Mary?
No. Yes, you don't. I never said you do.
But you said you don't. You just contradicted yourself. Okay, show me church father that says it. Go on.
What? Literally, no one worships Mary. But what are you even talking about?
You just said
I
you
said,
just said
no,
you just said we worship.
you're just getting it wrong. It's a simple misunderstanding, bro. I'm like blown away how you have not gotten it yet. It's so simple.
It's not simple. Allah made a mistake.
Yes, it is. You guys believe she will intercede for you. Yes,
That's
yes,
bro.
yes.
I
You guys
don't.
do believe she will intercede.
Well,
That
proves
is.
it.
Let me finish. That is the same thing as worshipping someone else other than God. That is straight up regardless if she is directly called God or not.
Shut up. Listen, you don't sound here. Show me where a single church father said this. Go show me a quote. You're going to be embarrassed, bro. You're getting recorded and we have spectators. I'm going to quote you. I'm going to expose you, bro. You're lying. You conceded into the argument at least 6 times already. And you contradicted yourself at least 5 times.
Yeah, sure. Okay, wait, here I got the church fathers. Easy.
Show me any church father that says we worship here. Explicit. This part.
No, you guys
Explicitly.
don't worship. You guys
Okay,
don't
so
worship. I never said it.
why did you say that we worship here?
I never said it, bro.
I mean,
Pull up the recording. Pull up the
it's
recording. When
father
did I say that?
here.
You're contradicting yourself, bro. You're getting embarrassed. They're laughing at you. Look at the chat.
No, let me repeat myself. Let me repeat myself. I said,
Yo,
okay, are you gonna let me repeat myself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, answer the topic. Do we worship
I
Mary?
said, you guys still believe she will intercede for you. That is the same thing as worshiping someone else other than God.
yeah.
Regardless if she is
Question. Pause it
directly
here,
called
real
God.
quick. Pause it here. Like, don't you see like how like inconsistent this is? Like, at one sentence he said, "You guys don't worship her," and then the next sentence he's saying, "You guys believe she will intercede for you." That's the same thing as worshiping her. Like, what is that? What?
I have no words, so I can't make sense of it.
Yeah, I don't. Like, how does that? Like, how does that happen? And he's still doing this intercession equals worship stuff. Like, what?
Like, I mean,
Like, I
do
don't want to
Christians?
be like mean to him since he seems. I think he does actually believe what he's saying. I don't think he's like a grifter or anything. But like, I'm so confused here.
I don't know if he's just not hearing himself. It's do they worship him or not? Just there needs to be a clear position so that we're not sitting here stuttering, trying to figure out what the heck does this guy believe. Like, what? I don't know. This is just like this is not how you argue with people. It's
Yeah,
just,
you'll see John's argument formalized like at the end, and you'll see why like you actually need like what's it called? Why you need to like deny one of the premises. But yeah, continue on for now.
wait, hold on. There we go.
Roman fallacy. You're committing a Roman fallacy. That wasn't my question. My question to you
Yes, it
is:
was.
do we worship Mary? No, I said, do we worship Mary?
And no.
Okay, so why do you contradict yourself?
I don't. I just thinking she will intercede
Then
for
why
you.
are you
Is just
trying to okay, you just conceded into the argument, bro. You just proved Allah is false. You just proved Allah made a mistake.
No.
You just bro.
If,
Everyone will laugh,
wait,
bro. Everyone will laugh.
you said a lie false, right?
You just
Okay,
contradict
you
yourself.
said a lie false.
I think you will. Allah makes mistake. Do we worship Mary?
Yeah, whatever. You said a lie false. Yes.
Do we worship Mary? No, you will not change the
No,
topic.
you don't.
Show Allah made a mistake. Allah said we
I'm
worship
not
Mary.
saying it. It's not a mistake. It's the same thing as worship. Intercession is the same thing
No,
as worship.
No, it's not. We don't worship Mary. We venerate her.
You think it's she will intercede? Intercession equals worship.
No,
Intercession equals worship.
No, venerating and worshiping is not. No, you're manifesting. You actually lost. You proved Allah is false. You just told me because Allah said, "Did you tell the people to worship you and Mary as gods besides Allah?" Did Allah say that? Did Allah say that?
Say what?
Allah said that He will say that to Isa in the day of judgment. We're going to repeat ourselves because you probably don't hear. Allah will say on the day of judgment, supposedly, we don't believe that, of course, it's false, but anyway, Allah supposedly will say to Isa, not to Jesus, because Jesus doesn't mean Isa, but anyway, Allah will say to Isa that, did you tell the people to worship you and Mary as gods besides Allah?
Okay. Yeah, keep reading.
Keep reading.
Yes, keep reading, my guy. Keep reading.
This is what Isa supposedly says.
Yeah, read the next line.
Yeah, I've read it.
Yeah, read it out loud.
I've read it.
Let's see you debunk yourself. Just read it out loud, please. Then the very next line.
Glory to thee, never could I say what
No, bro, it's not the argument. Just a new topic, bro. Just read the next line.
I just read it.
Yeah, read it again.
Who?
The very next line.
Had I said such a thing, though indeed you have known it, thou knowest what is in my heart, though I not know what is in thine, for you know the full for you know in full what is hidden. Yeah. So what?
Oh. So they didn't ask you guys to worship them, huh? Huh?
No, you're making a strawman fallacy. You are making a strawman fallacy.
Bro, what?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he just got his argument. Like, it's such a simple argument. I don't see what the issue is.
Did you hear what he said at the end there? I didn't hear his point.
To clarify, so you know how it like I think didn't I add an editor's note there, or am I mistaken? To like clarify his thing.
I was just trying to get close to hear it. Here, let me play it back just really quick.
Just see if there's an editor's note. If there's not, then it probably wasn't that important. But
I just read it.
Yeah, read it again.
Who?
The very next line.
Had I said such a thing, though indeed you have known it, thou knowest what is in my heart, though I not know what is in thine, for you know the full for you know in full what is hidden. Yeah. So what?
Oh. So they didn't ask you guys to worship them, huh?
yeah, so yeah, there's no
Oh,
like, well, what is being attacked here? That's why I'm so confused. Like, I had to have like a I have to add like a whole note and just like clarify what's going on. I'm so like I was super confused with that.
all right. So keep going. I don't know. I want to be charitable and say like, okay, maybe he's not understanding the argument, but it's like, it's not that difficult to understand. It's just the Quran claims, or the Quran has Allah asking Jesus on the day of judgment. This is future, right? This is future. He's asking Jesus, have I? Let me pull up the verse real quick. Did you ever ask the people to worship you and your mother as gods besides Allah? So he's asking right here. He's asking Jesus rhetorically, did you ever ask of worship for you and your mother? So this is both Jesus and Mary as gods. So deity, not just any mere worship. This is worship as God. But Christians do not do this. So this is an error from the Quran, which indicates this is not divine authorship. A man is writing this, and he has faulty knowledge of Christianity, because God cannot make errors like that. He cannot just not understand what somebody believes at the basics, right? If I say Allah, if I say there are two Allahs, I'm misunderstanding the Quran, Islam at its basics. There is not, the Quran is abundantly clear. There is one Allah. So if I'm making the charge of polytheism against the Quran, unless I have an argument for it, which I know some Christian apologists, I think they go that route, or polemicists go that route. I try to argue polytheism in Islam. If I'm just simply saying it out of the blue without evidence like that, I'm just misunderstanding Islam. So that's the argument right there. Allah misunderstands Christianity by asserting that that Christians worship Mary as deity, and Christians do not do that.
No, you're making a strawman fallacy. You are making a strawman fallacy.
Bro, what?
Okay, let's go according to you. Okay, did Jesus ever say that we should worship Mary as God? You just debunked
No,
it.
Mary didn't say that. Jesus didn't say
Answer.
that. No, I said no.
No, answer. No,
I
answer.
said no. I'm saying
Okay,
I'm
Allah
answer.
made a mistake. Allah made a mistake.
How? He asked a simple question. They said no.
It's in the surah, bro. Can't you read?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me read it out for you. Allah asked Jesus and Mary if they asked the people to worship them, and they said no. They did not ask you guys to worship them.
Ask gods.
What?
Ask gods. Correct? It says ask gods. Correct?
Ask
Your Quran
God,
says ask gods. Correct?
wait, I can't see your screen. Wait a second.
What do you mean you can't see my screen? It's in front of you, bro. Everyone's guys. Okay,
no,
guys, you see my screen?
voice channel. It's taking me to the chat. Wait a second.
Everyone sees my screen. You're lying, bro. You're straight up lying.
Okay, now here it is. Yeah.
Go on, read it. Read it out loud. Read it because it debunks
Wait
you,
a
bro.
second. Damn, bro. Just wait a second. It's
Okay.
taking me to the chat.
Sorry?
Wait a second. Wait. It keeps taking me to the chat. Wait a second.
Sure, just go on. Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Please type the verse.
See the
Allah will
verse.
say, okay, when Allah will say, "Oh Jesus, son of Mary, did you say to the people, take me and my mother as deities besides Allah?" He will say, "Exalted are you."
Ask what?
Huh?
Ask what?
Take Huh? What are you saying? Ask what?
Take me as what?
Take me and my mother as deities besides Allah. He will
No,
say,
what? Say the word.
accursed are you,
Say the
but
word.
not for me to
Say the
say that
word.
which I
Say
have
the
no right.
word. Manifesting. Say the word. As what? As.
As deities besides Allah.
Oh, read the word. It's not this word. Read the
D-E-I-D-I-E-S. I'm just gonna type it for you.
it.
D-E-I-D-I-E-S.
It's a word. Read the word.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this Imam guy has more brain cells than you.
Stop manifesting. Read the word. Read. As what?
As deities. I'm saying.
Oh, you mean a deity?
Yes.
Yeah, as
I repeated
gods.
myself like 20 times.
Okay. Sure. I didn't hear you. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So you just debunked yourself again.
No, I did not.
Okay. Quran. Okay. Let's establish something. Does Allah say in this ayah that he's asking Isa in the day of judgment? He's asking, did you tell them to worship you and your mother as God? Did Allah say that?
Yes, and they will say no.
No. Did Allah believe that?
No, he didn't. He just asked them.
Hey, bro, he didn't.
Yeah, I don't think.
So you mean God, the
Espérate.
Almighty, says things that he doesn't believe?
I don't think he like. If you go to that clarification, I don't think the guy understood John's point there.
Espérate. Roy, I'll be right back. My grandma's calling me.
Yeah, all right.
All right. So I have to go now. So can we like walk through those hadiths just really quick, and then I'll end the stream?
Yeah, sure. I think we covered like mostly everything. Just like go to the very end and go to my last clarifications that I made in the debate.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Then we can walk through the hadith, and then that's basically it. Because I mean, there's not much else to talk about. Like they kind of, like he kind of leaves right before he's about to concede to the argument, which is kind of funny.
Okay, bro, I argue.
Yeah, so that's where I like formalize his argument, right? Oh, damn. I even formalized the other guy's argument. Yeah, you want to pause it there, by the way. Yeah, right there, right there. So basically, he gave like a Google AI screenshot when he was asked, like later on, or I think it was like in the chat, asked, "Hey, you're saying that veneration equals worship. Can you prove that?" He sent a Google AI screenshot that basically said, and I saw the full thing, but basically he kind of misquotes it, basically. So if you go on and go to the next like slide thing. See, that's the whole thing. What it says is that veneration is like wrong if you're ascribing divine qualities to creatures, but it never says that veneration like itself is wrong. Yeah, like his
Just
claim
real
that
quick.
yeah.
Yeah, just real quick. I think we're just gonna finish with these editor notes and then go because like I really have to go now. So
Oh yeah, that's fair. I'll see. If
yeah.
you can, is there a way to like actually yeah, just if you can post the actually no, you can't post links, so maybe not.
The hadiths, I can make a community post later.
Yeah,
Like
sure. I can probably make a community post later as well,
yeah.
or like a follow up video.
So let's just finish this and then I'm gonna.
Yeah. All right. All right, you can basically end the community editor's notes there because there's not much else after that. That's so. What did you think of that? Like from what you saw, because they kind of like it kind of just involved him saying that veneration equals worship and like doing the same circle that he did before, and then John kept on denying that veneration equals worship. So that's
Yeah.
really all that happened. What did you think of that episode?
Uh, um, I think John had the upper hand because he made more of a coherent argument, and it seemed like the Muslim was making a certain point, but he just wasn't clear enough. So I don't know if he was saying that veneration is worship, or if we don't worship, because like you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. So,
I think what he
and I don't
means
think
is that like veneration is worship, but we don't say it directly. So I don't know, man.
yeah. I think John had the upper hand, and that there was a bunch of. I'm just laughing. See, I was just laughing with them.
The
So anyway, I'm gonna end it now.
all right, that's pretty fun. I'll see you.
All right, so we'll see you all next time. I'm heading out, so God bless you all, and goodbye.